hands on. My left foot, oops, I gotta bring my headrest up. My left foot comes on top of the headrest, and then my right foot comes right next to it. I do not start kneeling, I do not start on the reformer. I try to pop right up into this position. All right, so now from here, I want to lift out of the heels of my hands so my armpits are hollow. I don't want to see this. I don't want to overload the wrist. So if I imagine that I'm lifting out away from the foot bar, it definitely helps with overloading the wrists. So now on my inhale, I open. Now exhale, I contract the abdominals. I'm going to maintain this plank position as I draw it back in, lifting up from the pelvic floor into my belly to draw the toes under. And again, I inhale, open. Now I'm going to initiate the closing of the carriage by lifting up from the pelvic floor into my belly to pull the toes under like that. Does that make sense? Inhale, open. I don't want any sway in my low back. So to fix that, I cue drawing the belly in to hollow out that low back. Now you can also cue drawing the shoulder blades down to close the carriage right here. Draw the shoulder blades down. It feels a little bit different. One more like that. I inhale, open, maintaining that long spine the entire time. That's why it's called long stretch, drawing the shoulder blades down. Now, I'm going to do a little reaching my bra strap up to the ceiling as I close the carriage. So I am going to round that cervical spine, or the mid-thoracic, just a little bit more, okay? Maybe, tell me if you can see the difference. I inhale, open, going to maintain that plank position, but I want to reach the bra strap up to the ceiling, like that. Can you see the difference just a little bit? Rounding that upper back. Inhale, open. So it's like I'm lifting up from the sternum right here, the center of my back up to the ceiling between the shoulder blades. It just feels different. It's kind of fun to play around with those 3 different techniques. Now I'm going to come down to my knees for the down stretch. We're going to maintain the same spring, same foot bar for the entire series. So this is the down stretch. You guys learned this in level 1. Hips are pressed forward, shoulders are down, glutes are tight. This is strong. I don't want to see any movement right there. I'm going to maintain a long position from the crown of my head to my knees. One long spine. I'm going to inhale, open. Now exhale, I'm going to draw the shoulder blades down as I pull the carriage in, opening up my chest and throat to the ceiling. I'm going to keep looking up as I open. Keep that throat nice and long. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down, lift up from the pelvic floor. So you're strengthening the spine while it's extended. One more here. Now I'm going to come up for the up stretch. I'm going to try and do it in one big swoop coming up to the standing position. So I'm here like this. I'm going to come up onto the balls of my feet. So my heels are against the shoulder rests. My hips are over my feet. This is position 1. Position 2, I extend my feet out behind me. I come into that long spine position right here. Maintaining that plank position, I come all the way in. I wait for the carriage to close. I drop my head, scoop my belly, roll the hips back like an ocean wave. And then my hips come over my feet. I start over. Position 1. Position 2 right here. 3, I come all the way in. You want to make sure that you visually can see all 3 positions so it doesn't blend together too much. The nice thing about this exercise also is there's extension and flexion in it. So this right here is the extension, or is the flexion. So I'm coming in that flexed spine right there. Drop your head, scoop your belly, roll your hips. It's flexion, 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 flexion. Then right here, I lift my head, draw the shoulders down, lengthen the tail behind me. There's extension right there. Inhale, open. Draw the shoulder blades down. Lift up from the pelvic floor as you close the carriage, dragging your toes behind you. Drop your head, scoop your belly, roll the hips back. All right, now we go into the elephant. I flatten my feet. I'm going to distribute my weight into my heels and I'm going to lift my toes. My hips are going to stay over my feet. And I'm going to draw the belly in like I just got punched in the stomach, exaggerating that Pilates scoop. I'm going to inhale, open, exhale, close. All of the movement is happening from those deep transverse abdominal muscles. My legs are just going along for the ride. The legs are not doing any of the work, and it's fast. It's right here. You cannot miss that abdominal work right there. It's also a nice big stretch. If it's too much of a stretch for somebody, obviously you just walk their feet forward a little bit. And then we go into the Arabesque. So I'm going to bring my weight into my right foot, extend my left foot behind. It's not about how high you lift the leg. In fact, I don't want the hip open. I want the hip square, and it's the same breathing. It's a bigger stretch on that one leg, which is really nice. And then I switch to the other foot. I want to keep my hip square. And I don't really care about how high their foot is. So what I don't want to see is too much this, right? Hips open. Try and keep the hips square. It's much safer that way. All right. You could open, if you have someone who's a dancer and they are doing really well at staying controlled, moving from the core, let them open their hip if it feels good. But most people can't maintain a good, strong core connection and open up the hip. So that's the whole long